The English Civil War, 1642-1651. The war, being more than just a battle between the monarchy and parliament, was a turning point in British history. In light of our sources and research, the concluded thesis statement is that the English Civil War disrupted social structures by reshaping traditional hierarchies and moral values and influenced art by reflecting these societal shifts. At its core, the English Civil War was a conflict over power, who should rule and how. The struggle between King Charles I and Parliament stemmed from deep divisions over the role of monarchy, taxation, and religion. Charles I believed in the divine right of kings, insisting that he ruled by God's will and was not subject to parliamentary authority. His policies, including heavy taxation without Parliament's consent and attempts to impose religious uniformity, sparked widespread opposition. Tensions escalated when Charles I dissolved Parliament multiple times, leading to a political crisis. By 1642, civil war erupted between the royalists, who supported the king, and the parliamentarians, who sought a more representative government. The war was brutal and divided families, cities, and entire regions. Major battles, such as the Battle of Naseby in 1645, saw the rise of Oliver Cromwell's new model army, a disciplined and professional force that ultimately led to the Royalist defeat. With the Royalists defeated, Parliament made a radical decision. Charles I was tried and executed for treason in 1649. For the first time in English history, a ruling monarch was publicly beheaded, symbolizing the end of absolute monarchy. In its place, England became a republic under Cromwell's rule, known as the Commonwealth. However, this new government soon became authoritarian, leading to further unrest. After Cromwell's death, the monarchy was eventually restored in 1660 under Charles II, but the war's impact on governance was irreversible. Of course, these political shifts were not always welcomed by the public. In the 16th century, libertines were people who didn't like being told what to think. They questioned the king, the church, and the rules of society. They wanted to think for themselves and live how they liked. But this often got them in trouble. Many ended up in jail, not just for what they said, but because they spent too much money and couldn't pay their debts. Still, their bold ideas helped shape new ways of thinking about freedom and power.
Our second perspective about the English Civil War is social elements. This war caused divisions in English society at some levels. The most significant division that was seen in this war was class divisions. Royalists, known as Cavaliers, supported Charles I's views, such as refusing court's legitimacy, the divine right of kings, and maintaining the traditional structure of England. However, the middle class, known as Roundheads, supported the Parliament's views, such as raising taxes, making laws, and supporting the constitutional monarchy. Due to that, class division between Royalists and the middle class occurred. A libertine woke up late in the morning. They preferred to relax in the mornings because they preferred socializing at night. Libertines made their breakfasts if they wanted to. When they craved to eat breakfast, they preferred to eat fruit and wine. After breakfast, libertines preferred to wear elegant clothes, which included hairpieces and velvet coats. Libertines had a distinct thinking style compared to the other members of the society. They generally influenced by Epicurean thinking style, which is dependent on sensual enjoyment and atheistic thought. Before the afternoon, libertines were thinking of giving a speech to the society about anarchism and freedom. They defended those political beliefs. Furthermore, other than thinking about giving a speech to society, they were thinking about their opinions which they had to deliver in intellectual debates that included noble people. In the evening, libertines were attending a luxurious dinner organized by noble people. Intellectual conversations and debates occurred at that dinner. After the dinner, libertines went to a theater or a private club and they partied until late hours.
The English Civil War art reflected the monarchy's power and aristocratic splendor. One of the portraits, for example, depicted the king and nobility in a near divine light. But this grandeur would soon be shattered by war. With the execution of Charles I, art became a tool for propaganda focusing on austerity and discipline. During Cromwell's rule, portraits shifted to stark realism, reflecting the Puritan regime's focus on simplicity and moral values. With the monarchy resorted in 1660, art embraced excess again, celebrating pleasure and grandeur.
In one of London's loudest and dirtiest taverns, Libertin is up to no good again. He is trying to take a woman's belongings, without asking, of course. No shame, no guilt, because he's a libertin. He spends his money on luxury and women, and on gambling, and his conscience long gone. The 17th century, a time when people wrote about morals, but no one really followed them. In the gaming house, people don't just lose money, they lose time, dignity, and sometimes their minds. But Libertin feels at home here. A drink in one hand, dice in the other, and not a single thought in his head. The king died, Parliament collapsed. Oh well, if I win this hand, everything will be fine. And so, the fall of 17th century society comes with this hand of Libertin's love.